I just had to do another review about this show because I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's The Queen's Gambit, and let's get down to it. But honestly, The Queen's Gambit, it's such an amazing show, literally from start to finish. Every episode's just a work of art, and it just keeps you on your toes at the end of each episode. It just makes you want more and more. And honestly, if you have not seen it, I would definitely recommend you watch it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts of what you thought about the show. Before I get into this review, if you already haven't, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm also on Twitter and TikTok, so if you're on any of those platforms, please hook me up. And yeah, cheers guys. The show's been out for well over a year now, so I hope you guys have watched it. If you haven't, I would implore you to see it because it's such a fantastic show. It's a mini-series, and I think it's around about 7 episodes. Each episode is about roughly an hour and a half. But it's brilliant. Honestly, I sat down thinking, I just really want to rewatch something, and the first thing I thought of was The Queen's Gambit, and it's just absolutely brilliant. Every episode is just wow. I just felt like I was watching it for the first time. You always seem to find out things that you didn't find previously, and it's just brilliant. Just the acting and the way it was shot was just absolutely beautiful. Every shot is just amazing. Anya Taylor-Joy, I think she's just absolutely amazing. I've not really heard much about her since before this, but honestly, she really blew me away. She was honestly the perfect person to play this role, and honestly, you were just watching her, you were literally so enthralled with watching her, like everything that you know about her backstory, honestly, brilliant. When everyone was in the first lockdown, you were watching like quite a lot of stuff, but honestly, The Queen's Gambit was the one that was just everywhere. It was like on social media, everybody was talking about it, and I just remember thinking, God, we just need to watch this. Because I was living with my flatmates, we had to watch everything together, so it did take us a little bit of time. But honestly, when we watched it, we were just absolutely like gobsmacked. I think we watched it once a week. I'm not sure I did actually. I think I watched it from start to finish because I just wanted more and more. But honestly, 7 episodes just wasn't enough. I mean, every episode was perfect, but I just wanted more and more. I was just so upset when it ended. And it was a perfect ending, honestly. And it's very rare for a show to have a really good ending, but this one was just spot on. One of the things I really loved about this show is that you were able to go on a journey with Beth Harmon. You were able to see what she was like from a child into a young adult. And even without the drugs, it's all she wanted to do. I think with the drugs, it just kind of, it developed her learning curve, especially from a young age. But I just loved the kind of character she kind of grew up in. No matter what kind of things that she kind of went through in life, she never really it never really got her down. She was always there focused on her goals. And I just love the fact that her friends were there to help her as well. Even though she kind of wanted to do everything on her own, she did get to some points where she was struggling with her family issues and alcohol, smoking, partying. But even when she was down at her lowest, she always had her friends to kind of help her with that. And I think it just goes for anything. As long as you put the time and effort into something, you will become great at what you want to do. It's just life, and that's just one of the things I really loved about this show. It was just so direct and focused on what she wanted to do. And in the end, she did it. And, I really, really like that in a show. It just really takes that level of commitment to do what you want to do. Get me some of those horse tranquilizer pills. Does anybody know what they are? Let me know. I think you would definitely benefit with these drugs, like taking them from a young age, because at that point, like especially when you're like 9 years old, your brain is still developing. So it's no surprise that Beth Harmon was able to kind of use these to her advantage, and she was able to do that. It's kind of strange how the other children in the orphanage didn't kind of think about it, but I think she was just really lucky because she was bored. She just kind of wanted to get away from the other kids. She didn't really fit in, and she just found chess, and and that's all she wanted to do. So I think she was quite lucky in that respect. I think when you reach a level of maturity, you just stop kind of growing and learning. I think for any adult, it's probably a lot harder because at least when you're a child, your brain's kind of like a sponge. It just kind of soaks up everything it learns. So I really loved seeing her in these tournaments competing, and she was really pretty much the only woman that was participating. And I think that was just kind of like a drive for her to kind of keep going, because if you think back to some of the episodes, she did get a lot of like not harassment, but there was a lot of sore losers, especially like when she won. They had no decency to shake her hand or anything. So, and I think she kind of used that to her advantage. I think she just really kind of used that to kind of just keep going and going, and she just kept winning, and everyone was just absolutely amazed. And even the women, she made such a stir in like the press and the media, and it was almost like she was just kind of like a beacon of hope for women, because a lot of women at that point in time, a lot of them just kind of did school, got married, had children, and then just started drinking. So for them she was kind of like a beacon of hope to actually do something with her life and actually make a difference in her life. And again, I think that's just a beautiful thing, and that goes for anyone. It goes for anything, and I think it's just great. You can definitely see the men did feel threatened by her, and she was just getting so much backlash. But that was the thing, she just didn't care. If anything, it was probably just kind of giving her more motivation just to keep going. I thought it was just really nice to see her connect more with her friends, especially when she was kind of going through the bigger tournaments, because obviously her mother just passed away, and she just didn't know what to do. She had so much responsibility being an adult just for herself, kind of keeping a roof over her head, sorting things out with the mortgage and everything. And obviously she was still drinking, and even when she got to her lower points, she was still there to kind of be helped by her friends. And I just think that was just a really nice thing to see, because she's just so like hard-faced. You can definitely tell she's just the kind of person that just wants to do things on her own. And that's what she did. But even her friends were kind of at that point where they weren't able to help her, because she just wasn't listening until she got really down to her low point. And it was just nice to see how she just kind of worked her way back up from the help of her friends. Even when she couldn't really get through some of her games, like when she was facing the Russian and she obviously lost, she obviously just hit like such a downer, because she just couldn't understand. She was just so critical of herself, and she just felt like she just wasn't good enough. And I think that's kind of what it takes for you to just kind of push yourself. And she was definitely overdoing it, and it just kind of goes to show you need to relax. And that's kind of even what her mother was trying to get her to do, like just relax, take 5 minutes to yourself, and just relax with it. And it just really goes to show you really do need that. You can't just keep studying. You need that relaxation. You need your mind to just kind of rest and just recuperate with what you're trying to do. And it just goes to show it just really works. I just love the friendships that she made along the way as well. I mean, you had Harry Beltic, he was the first champion that she beat, and he was played by Harry Melling. And then you had Benny Watts, and he was played by Thomas Brodie-Sangster. And it was just so awesome just to see them kind of together and practicing just to try and overcome the Russian. And with all the techniques, all the studying that kind of went on in the last couple of episodes. And yeah, I just think together, like all three of them, they were just brilliant. I mean, that's what I really enjoyed it. And it just goes to show with that practice, you can really overcome your obstacles. And even like doing it with friends, and you can definitely tell that's kind of what she had. And you can kind of feel like she didn't really trust it, but she obviously knew in herself that she needed that. She needed that guidance, and who else better to do it by those champions. And even though she completely wiped the floor with them like later on, you still need that, and it was just really nice to see. Another thing what I really enjoyed as well was the relation she had with her adopted mother. And you know what, it's such a shame what she had to go through with her husband, and you can definitely tell she had so many issues, especially obviously with drinking and everything, because that obviously led to her demise. But just the two of them together, when she kind of found out that she was really good at chess, and the fact that they were able to earn money by playing chess, just that relationship, I just thought it was just so sweet. And I could really see that's kind of what she was longing for a motherly figure, and just a home and family. And I just thought it was beautiful. And obviously the acting as well, brilliant. One of the scenes in the show that really brought a tear to my eye was when you see her at the orphanage, pretty much where it all began for her playing chess. She'd obviously been told Mr. Shadowlick passed away, and it's just such an emotional scene where you see her standing, looking at all the scraps of paper that he'd saved over the years, all these pictures, news articles of when she'd been playing in the tournaments. And it's just so heartbreaking, and she just breaks down, and you can just feel her emotion. And I think it's just such a perfect way of ending the show just before she plays the Russian, where you actually see her from the very beginning where she first started playing chess to where she wants to be, where she wants to defeat the Russian. And I think that was just such a lovely touch to the ending of the show. One of the last things I wanted to talk about was the ending. Now, for me, I thought the ending was just absolutely brilliant. I don't think it could have ended any better. But for a lot of other people, there was a lot of confusion to why it ended the way it did. Now, for me, I feel like after she beat the Russian, there's this specific scene where she's in this cab with her bodyguard or with her PA, if you like, and she's just being bombarded with all these things that she now needs to do, like the press, the photo shoots, the articles, everything. And you can just see that she's just taken back by it, and she just doesn't want any of that. So she gets out the car and she just goes down this kind of pathway to where all these old people are playing chess, and she's done what she's accomplished. She doesn't want any of that. She doesn't want to be in the limelight. She doesn't want to be the spokesperson. She just wants to now get on with her life because she's done it. She's succeeded in what she's set out to do. And this is just her way of actually saying, no, this is me. I'm doing what I want to do now. And it's just to play chess whenever I want. And I'm not going to be anybody's puppet. And that's kind of how I got the ending of this. I don't know how you felt about it, but I honestly felt like it was really done very cleverly that way, and I really liked that. But I would totally give this show a 10 out of 10, without a doubt. 10 out of 10. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And for me to actually watch it again and again, watching it 3 times within the last year, that's got to say something. And honestly, guys, if you've not seen it, I mean, you wouldn't be watching this if you'd not seen it. But honestly, I think it was just a work of art. Honestly, 10 out of 10, without a doubt. So anyway, guys, I'd love to hear your comments about what you thought about the show. Please comment below, let me know, turn on notifications, and please subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and TikTok, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care, guys. Bye.